news presented by Eris Stewart. Good morning, Eris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Bank of Mauritius announces that it will maintain key interest rates at 4.5%. BCP Bank moves headquarters to Mocha Smart City. Increase in facial health conditions raises public health concerns. Tourist arrivals to Mauritius rise by 7.7% in January. In world news, Cyclone Gezani wreaks havoc in Madagascar, leaving 31 dead and homes reduced to rubble. And in sports news, organisers confident ahead of Indian Ocean Island Games in Comoros. The Bank of Mauritius has maintained its key interest rate at 4.5%. The decision was taken by the Monetary Policy Committee on the 11th of February, taking into account developments in the national economy and the international environment. Governor Priscilla Matura-Takur said that the bank is adopting a wait-and-see approach while projecting economic growth of up to 3.5% for Mauritius this year. A review of the MPC meeting follows with Rupeshna Ajuda.
The Bank of Mauritius Monetary Policy Committee unanimously ruled to maintain the key rate at 4.5%. The MPC believes that given the current economic outlook, both domestically and internationally, maintaining a prudent wait-and-see approach remains appropriate at this stage. For 2026, the central bank forecasts Mauritian economic growth reaching around 3.5%, provided that major infrastructure projects accelerate and AGOA is renewed. These factors should support investment and economic activity. Inflation is expected to wrap up the year at around 3.6%. However, upside risks weigh on the outlook for price developments, especially in the event of escalating geopolitical tensions. Another observation, the domestic foreign exchange market builds on sign of gradual improvement. Mauritian commercial banks, for their part, remain resilient to various plausible shocks. At worldwide level, global economic activity is expected to surge by 3.3%, with stronger than expected growth in advanced and emerging economies. The next MPC meeting is scheduled for May 20th, 2026.
There is a new development in the Mauritian banking landscape. BCP Bank, a subsidiary of the Banque Centrale Populaire Group, has officially relocated its headquarters from Eben to Telfair within the Mocha Smart City. The move, effective since 2nd of February, positions the bank in a fast-growing business district. According to management, the relocation reflects a drive towards modernization and sustainable development. The Port Louis branch remains fully operational, however, for routine banking services. Health conditions affecting the face, including cysts, cancers, tumours and cleft lips, are increasing in Mauritius. While some cases are hereditary, the facial surgery department at Victoria Hospital attributes this rise to overexposure to smoke and toxic substances in industrial environments, as well as the effects of tobacco. During a meeting with Health Minister Anil Bechu, Professor Balaji Subramaniam Mutia, director of the Balaji Dental and Craniofacial Hospital in Chennai, recommended the specialization of the facial surgery unit at Condos Hospital. He is currently in Mauritius, assisted by Mauritian surgeons. More details in this report.
Let's lead you inside the plastic and reconstructive surgery department operating theatre. A 59-year-old woman is about to have a jaw cyst removed. The cyst developed in her maxillary bone following a dental infection. Even though it is a benign case, the surgery is complex. The maxillary bone will be covered with a piece of bone taken from the patient's ribs. Mauritian surgeons are drawing from expertise provided by Dr. Balaji Subramaniam Mutia from Chennai, India.
In last 17 years, that is the oral cancer number is more. Maybe because of the food habits, because of the smoking and alcohol giving this trouble, and I see head and neck cancer.
Minister Bechu said to know the problems and the amount of patients they had to send abroad. The Ministry of Health, Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery Department confides that overexposure to toxic products in industrial settings and tobacco use are factors driving to a rise in cases requiring facial surgery.
And in other news, moving to the Mauritian tourism sector, according to the latest figures, 125,871 tourists visited Mauritius in January 2026. This represents an increase compared to January 2025, which recorded 116,926 arrivals, and also exceeds the January 2024 figure of 119,305 visitors. The year-on-year growth stands at 7.7%, representing nearly 9,000 additional tourists. Authorities say the figures are encouraging, although further progress is still possible in the coming months. And it's 9:06. You're listening to RM1. We move to international news, where tropical cyclone Gizani has torn through Madagascar's key port hub, flattening homes and claiming at least 31 lives as it swept across the Indian Ocean island, officials confirmed. The storm struck late Tuesday, prompting Madagascar's meteorological authorities to place multiple regions on red alert over fears of severe flooding and landslides. Gizani made landfall with winds exceeding 195 kilometers per hour, then surged across the island nation of roughly 31 million people, many of whom live in fragile housing that offers little protection against extreme weather. And finally in sports, just over a year ahead of the regional sporting event to be held in the Comores, members of the organising committee have expressed satisfaction with the progress of infrastructure and competition venues. Several members of the Comité d'organisation des Jeux des Îles were in Mauritius this week to gain further experience in event organisation. Mauritius has previously hosted the Indian Ocean Island Games on 3 occasions. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to the Intermeet with Lizzie.